Today is a different kind of hunt. It's probably going to be less of a toy hunt, but it's a hunt nonetheless. I am visiting Recycled Records in Springfield, Illinois, and the reason I am doing so is because the business is closing. This is a frequent stop for me, has been for many years. In fact, I quite often popped in here to do a little bit of hunting to find some cool stuff laying around. This building is a historic building in the downtown Springfield area. Brothers Mark and Gary Kessler opened this business back in the 1970s. But before that, the building was a furniture store that was owned and operated by their grandparents, which opened up way back in 1910. So this building and this business has been within the family ever since, which is pretty mind-blowing. Now, unfortunately, last year Mark passed away, and Gary made the hard decision to close the business after being unable to sell it. So it is now the final week of Recycled Records being open, and I wanted to visit it and document it the way that I do one last time. So, like I said, not usually a lot of toys in here, but they do have a lot of things, and it's one of those places where you never really know what you're going to find. The store is called Recycled Records because, yes, they have records, they have lots of music, but they also carry a variety of things like movies, trinkets from around the house, as well as video games. And video games is the thing that I actually hunted here the most often. In fact, I remember picking up quite a few treasures, including one of my favorite finds at this place, TMNT, the Hyperstone Heist for Sega Genesis. I think I paid like $12 for this back when I found it. Sure, that was probably 10 years ago at this point, but still, I was ecstatic the day that I found this. So I have a lot of fond memories of hunting in this very location. So I'm excited to see if there's any treasures left in here, but mostly I just want to spend a little bit of time in here before the shop is completely closed. And immediately upon walking in, I noticed that things have already started disappearing. The walls are looking a little more bare than this place usually did. Sure, there is still a lot packed in here, but it's noticeably emptier than it always has been. It's a little sad. Oh, hey, we've got our first toy find of the day. My first Ken. That is one shimmery suit he's wearing. So slick. Ah, the Silence Sucks bumper sticker. This is a staple of Recycled Records. It's been around for years. Seen these on the back of many cars over the years here in the Springfield area. I'm gonna have to make sure I grab one of these just for old time's sake. Like I said, there's lots of trinkets in here. There's lots of old glasses, just random things from decor to all kinds of stuff, like even creepy Santas. Yep, we're definitely gonna see a lot of creepy Santa decorations in the store. Oh, this Snoopy hi-fi radio is actually pretty sweet. Oh, and a case that is filled with baggied Star Trek figures. Looks like mostly Playmates ones, but there's a few Galoob ones I spy on there too. Awesome. So there are toys here. This is a locked case, but I'm definitely going to have them unlock this probably on my way out, and I'll definitely go through all of these just to see what's in here. And here's the video game section, and it actually looks like they still have some video game items around here. Ah, the big green glass case. Man, this case used to be completely stuffed with NES, Super NES, and Sega Genesis games. I found so many video games here over the years, and many of those I bought way back before retro game prices got as crazy as they are now, but I used to love coming over here and just staring at everything in this case and picking out one or two new games on every one of my visits. Now there's not a lot left in here. It looks like there's one box that's filled with Sega Genesis sports games, and in the glass case we've got a few lone Atari cartridges and even some Master System controllers. And there are a few lone NES cartridges in here as well, a couple copies of Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt, and a copy of Dr. Mario. There's a few more Genesis games in here as well. They also look like sports games, though one of them is a Tiny Toons sports game. I don't know, I might have to pick up one video game just because that's what I always did at this place, was buy video games. Why not one more time? I also noticed that there was a stack of video game manuals in there, and they kindly opened the case and allowed me to flip through all of them, and there's some pretty cool stuff in here. We've got Dr. Mario and Pinball and Tetris and, oh, WrestleMania 2000. Awesome. There's some pretty cool manuals in here. Honestly, I don't think I need any of these, so I'm probably just going to leave the stack, but it's always worth checking just to see if there's anything in there that stands out. Oh, this is cool. This is an old 8-track carry case. I love these old carry cases for cassette tapes and 8-tracks. I don't know. It's got a really cool look to it. Oh, another toy! And I totally recognize that TTA logo, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. It's a Disney Parks reference, but this toy right here is actually from the Disney Junior show Miles from Tomorrowland. Still, it's a pretty cool spaceship toy. Oh, awesome. Laser discs. They have several crates of laser discs back here. I love the warning, letting you know that these aren't records, but they're actually laser discs. They probably have to put that on there because they're so similar in style. I'm going to flip through all these. I don't have a laser disc player, so I wouldn't have a way to watch any of these, but maybe there's something in here that's like from a cartoon or a movie that I really like. A lot of cool things in here. There's a lot of Star Trek in here. There's some cool Disney stuff in here. But honestly, again, nothing that's really jumping out at me as something that I feel like I should have, especially since I don't have a way to watch any of this. It would just be something that sits in my collection. So, cool to look through. Nothing that I need. All right, I think it's time to head upstairs, where this Stairway to Heaven sign has been hanging for as long as I can remember. Walking up these stairs is really something. This is a very old building, and these stairs are so creaky, and they always feel like they're just barely holding together. I don't know, if you've ever walked up these stairs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of a thrill all on its own, and honestly, I'm kind of sad to be walking up these stairs for the last time. But the upstairs is actually a very cool place because this is where all of the vinyl records are, but there's also this amazing room that is filled with VHS tapes, and I think that is where I'm gonna start today. Now again, like the rest of the store, this has definitely already been picked through because this used to be completely stuffed with VHS tapes, like all around the walls here. But I'm still gonna look at what we've got. Maybe there's something cool in here, like, hey, a lot more Star Trek. Wow, there's a lot of Star Trek floating around in this store. That's pretty cool. Here's a copy of Austin Powers. Oh, and how about a recorded VHS tape? A Year in the Life of Metallica? That's pretty awesome. There's lots of James Bond VHS tapes in here. And I really like the box on this tape filled with episodes of Cheers. It's pretty cool. Oh, and a VHS copy of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I am a sucker for classic Christmas specials, so this might be something that I grab. Seriously, this room is amazing, and it really just shows you how old this building is. I love just kind of looking around at the ceilings and even the floors in here. Just kind of really getting those last final vibes from this store. It's pretty cool. But now it's time to stroll on out, and we're going to look through all the records. And like I said, I love the upper level of this store. It is one big, long, open room that is the full length of this store up on the second floor. And you can just see all these bins perfectly organized, filled with vinyl records. And as you walk all the way down to the other end, there's a lone window there that is staring down at the street down below. I don't know, I've just always really, really loved this upstairs area. And again, I'm just kind of getting a little sad knowing that this is the last time I'm going to be standing up here. But hey, this is Recycled Records. Records is in the name of the store, so flipping through the vinyl seems like something I should do. Maybe I will find an album that I'll want to actually buy and bring home, and right away, I found the very first Foo Fighters album. I bought this album way back when it originally came out on CD in the 90s. I was just about to roll into high school at the time, so this was a very important album to me. I listened to this thing all the way through, over and over again, and it sort of is what really kickstarted my music interests as a teenager. So I'm still a huge fan of Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters to this day. If there's an album I'm gonna get, I think this is a great one to buy from this location. I also always love to look at the soundtracks and the kids section, because you never know what you're gonna find. Sometimes you find records that are based on old cartoons that we grew up with. Like, hey, for example, there's some Strawberry Shortcake picture albums in here. That's pretty cool. Whoa, I love this NORAD Track Santa album. How fun. And I'm actually seeing a lot of Walt Disney Presents records in here too. Specifically, I would like to find something that's based on the Disney parks, but unfortunately, doesn't look like we've got any of those in here. You gotta love seeing these old TV theme song collection albums. These are great. These are definitely before my time. In fact, there's a lot of TV theme songs I definitely don't recognize on these, but I still love seeing them because it's such like a perfect snapshot of the era. And I mean, it just goes to show that like we have always loved catchy theme songs to our favorite television shows. So these were pretty cool to stumble upon. So I spent some time just kind of walking around the upstairs, taking it all in one last time. This is probably one of the most notable parts of the store. Like, I feel like everybody that's been here knows how awesome the second floor is with all of the vinyl records. But I think it's time for me to head on back downstairs and finish up my final trip to Recycled Records. On my way out, I did ask to open up that case with all the Star Trek figures in it, and I dug around a little bit just to see if there were any in there that I needed to add to my own personal collection at home. And then I just spent a few more minutes just kind of soaking it all in, knowing that once I walked out, I wouldn't be walking back in again. A business that was open for over 50 years, that belonged to a family who operated businesses out of the building for over 100 years. What an incredible legacy. I'm really gonna miss this place, but I spent so much time in here on lunch breaks over the years, digging through things, purchasing cool treasures. So it was a really, really awesome store, and definitely part of the legacy and the history of Springfield. I know a lot of folks are gonna miss it. I made sure to thank Gary on my way out, tell him how much I was going to miss the store and how much I appreciated this business. And that holds true. I love having stuff like this around, and I wish Gary nothing but the best in his future. And thank you and your brother for giving us such an awesome place to do some hunting, to find some cool stuff. Man, guys, make sure you are checking out your local mom and pop shops. Support those local businesses. They are so important, and it just feels like there are so few of them these days. Get out there, show them some support, do some shopping. You never know what you're going to find at a place like this, and that's what keeps it fun and exciting, and I want to see places like this around for as long as we can. And with that being said, we bid adieu to Recycled Records, and we show you my final haul from the shop. I picked up that copy of How the Grinch Stole Christmas on VHS. Like I said, I am a sucker for old Christmas specials like this one, so I was pretty happy to grab this. I also picked up that copy of Tiny Toons All-Stars for the Sega Genesis. I don't think I've ever played this one before, and again, I just wanted to get one more video game from the store since I bought so many video games from here over the years. I grabbed Spock and Q from that bin of Star Trek figures that I found. I was really happy to get these. Really glad to get some toys from the shop, some things to actually add to my collection for something that I actually collect for. There were some cool ones in there, but these were the two that really stood out to me, so I went ahead and picked both of these up. I also grabbed that first Foo Fighters album on vinyl. I had to buy one last record from Recycled Records. And of course, I couldn't walk out of there without their signature Silence Sucks bumper sticker, which will now proudly be displayed in my studio for years to come. Guys, thank you so very much for watching another video. I know this one was different, a lot less toys here, but I hope you still enjoyed seeing this amazing local shop that really is leaving behind quite the legacy. This was my way to kind of document it. I wanted to do that. I wanted to capture the way it looked before they shut their doors. So while this one may not get a lot of views like some of the other videos, this one was important to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Hey, I want to give a very special thanks to all of my supporters over on Patreon. Guys, if you are in a place to help the channel grow, make sure you guys head over there and check that out. But if you can't, that is okay. Just leaving a like, just leaving a comment, just watching this video really helps the channel a lot. Thank you all so very much. And keep hunting, my friends. Until next time.